Hello everybody, back here again for a vlog a day, and today is Friday the 10th, and today was a lovely, beautiful day to be alive. Got this morning, fairly decent time frame, got up, got the dogs out, let them play outside for a little bit, jumped in the hot tub, wife got off to work, got done the tub, got in, got dressed, got the dogs fed, all that good fun stuff, chilled out with them for the good part of the morning, in and out of the house. Blistery cold. It's not horrible, but it's not warm by any means. It's warmer than it was yesterday, but it's still really cold out. So I turned the hot tub temp up to 104 instead of 102, which makes it extra nice with the when it's cold out, especially if you turn the pumps on, it cools the water off really quickly. So cranking it up gives you a little bit longer before the water gets too chilly to want to be in it. So, but yeah, I got that done. Just chilled out. Went ahead and threw away. I made one more bowl of chili and stuck it in the fridge. The rest I threw away because nobody else came over and ate it. So it's one of the things about not having many people around me that are close by that would want some free chili. So it brought back a lot of childhood in food insecurity drama in me, but it is what it is. So went ahead, chilled out there, got that done, got the trash out, all that good fun stuff, and there, just let it go. Got everything washed up, got the crock pot, slow cooker we want to call it, got it all washed up and stuff too and everything. Got that done, and then had a client reach out. They're going to pick their dog up about 1. They originally said they're going to be like 11, then it got pushed back to noon. They got pushed back to closer to 1. So it was about 1 o'clock they showed up and got the dog. Everything was good with it. So I had, at that point, just the one dog left here, and was going to reach out to another client of mine who has a dog that likes to play with this dog and see if he wanted to come over and hang out for a little bit and let the dogs play, and decided not to. I decided instead I was going to take my father-in-law to go get his fish. I got him a little beta bowl, holds on about a gallon and a half, 2 gallons of water, something like that has a spot for a plant on top. So basically the root system will help clean the water, get rid of the nitrates and stuff. It's a big thing. That's the biggest problem with fish tanks, is overrun waste. So no filter in a bowl, plants will become the filter. So it's got a little like dish on top for it. So I told him asked him if he wanted to go out get his fish, and he said yes. I told him I'd be a little bit, had to do a couple of things to get ready. I'd let him know when I was good to go. So went ahead, is I don't know, about 15 minutes later, 20 minutes later, something like that. Texted him and said I was good to go, and he could head over. So he headed over to the house and got the dog everything situated and stuff. We jumped in the car, headed up towards New Smyrna, because there's no pet stores here in my town. And there was one little independent pet store there, and then there's a pet supermarket. I keep thinking it's a Petco, but it's a pet supermarket. It's another national chain. But to him I said, hey, we got 2 options. We can go either one of these places, or we can go to both, kind of deal. And he really hadn't made his mind up like where to go. I'm like, why don't we just go to both? It's going to take 10 extra minutes to go to the independent, which I went there first hoping he'd find a fish, because I'd much rather buy from independent. And this place is much more of a grooming shop than it is. They do pet grooming, I think they make their money, than they do selling pet supplies. So definitely fish is very low on their totem pole of money makers, I believe. So went ahead and he walked by, and he's really obsessed with African cichlids. And he's like, I don't even have any cichlids. I'm like, there's 2 tanks right there with cichlids in it. What are you talking about? He goes, oh, must have me rocking the right place. They don't have any betas either. I'm like, there's like 5 tanks with betas in them. What are you talking about? Like, there's betas mixed in with other fish in here, for one thing. And 2, there's like bowls set up just for betas, but they're like big goldfish bowls, which most people don't think of as beta bowls. They think little tiny cups, but they're not happy in there. So I'm like, okay, whatever. So showed him the betas. He wasn't overly impressed with any of them, and they weren't that great, to be completely honest with you. So went ahead and said, heck with it. So we left there, and then got back in the car, headed over to the pet supermarket, and he walked by, again, 2 tanks with African cichlids in it. And as we looked around for betas, asked the employee, because there was no betas anywhere on their display wall, I said, hey, do you guys happen to have any betas at all? And he goes, yeah, they're down here in the other lady was there in an end cap, who was an employee who was getting off her shift, and she was waiting to get a fish herself for her daughter. And she goes, yeah, they're down here. And I'm like, okay, cool. So went there and stuff. And then he asked about African cichlids again. And the guy's like, yeah, we got 2 tanks of them right over there. He's like, oh, I just not been looking for them. I'm like, well, you're asking for them, so you're clearly looking for them. Like, what's going on here? But it is what it is. So, like, whatever. So he did not get his African cichlids, because it's a bull. You can't have African cichlids, but he wanted to at least look at them. So we picked out the beta he wanted, picked out the water conditioner, which I don't know if I need because I'm running a reverse osmosis filtration, but the filter I bought is for drinking, not for fish. So I would assume it takes everything out of it, but it doesn't hurt. I bought the chemicals to treat the water just in case, because better to have extra treatment and not need it than to need it and not have it. So went ahead, got that. He picked out the gravel he wanted, all that kind of stuff. He was looking at foods, and I'm like, the only food you get is Omega-1. The only food you're gonna have. It's the best food on the market, hands down. So got a bottle, a little container, I don't know what you want to call it, vessel of food, like a little, almost like a medicine bottle type looking size thing, a little bit bigger than a film canister. So canister is the word I was looking for. Couldn't think of it, but went ahead from there. Headed back home. So I said, hey, I gotta go let the dog out and stuff. Because when he sees me pull up, he'll get all excited and wants to see me. So you head over to the house, I'll grab your stuff and I'll meet you over there in a little bit and I'll get it set up. So went in and got some water, headed back over, poured the water in the tank, added a gallon to it, which it wasn't full, but it's enough. Floated these fish. I said, give it at least an hour, preferably 90 minutes, because this water came out of my, RO system under my sink. So it's not really technically room temperature. It's gonna be close, but it's not quite room temperature. So let them both equalize. And his house is warmer, way warmer than my house is. He's got his heat on than I do. So went ahead and told him, I said, let it float, like I said, at least an hour, preferably 90 minutes. Cut the bag open, dump the fish in, be good to go. So went ahead, left there, told him I'd get him some plants together to get the roots going, and I'll take care of that in a day or two. So it's all good. From there, got back to the house, hung out with the dog, had grabbed a cigar for the trip going fish hunting, and went ahead and finished up my cigar. And then wife was going out to get a massage after work, so she was a 2-hour massage, so she's gonna be late getting home. And I reached out to her and said, hey, I'm probably gonna go and eat before you get home, so if you want to hang and grab something on the way home from there, and instead of having to ferry when you get here. So she was like, also, I didn't want her to see I was eating like the chili again for like the 5th time this week, so I was like, I'm gonna go ahead and eat that and not really whatever. So from there, hung around a little bit, decided to get my run in. She went to go get her massage, and I went for my run, ended up running a lot longer than I planned on running, actually. I just kind of ran and thought, well, I'll make up a little bit. It's not too cold. I've been running a little bit shorter the last few days because it's been cold out, and I wanted to go ahead and get a little more running in. So put in some nice mileage, got back from the run, got the dog out, jumped in the hot tub for a little bit to kind of warm my bones up from the cold run, and also just to soak in the hot tub. So from there, got in, reached out to a handful of friends, like, hey, this is what my evening is. My wife's a 2-hour massage, so I'm not sure which one was getting the better end of this deal, but we kind of laughed about it. So from there, headed back in, grabbed myself a shower, heated my chili up, fed the dog, and then as I was finishing up my food, she said she was doing the massage on her way home. So we chatted and talked a little bit. Her massage went well. She really enjoyed the guy that did it. He did a really good job, really focused on some key points that as he was like working on her arms and stuff, he said that he's like, ooh, there's a spot. And she felt like he was very in tune to paying attention to where she was carrying her stress and all that fun stuff. So hopefully, goes back, it's a couple $100 for 2 hours. So I'm more of a 1-hour massage guy, but she got the 2 hours and she seemed to really enjoy it. So figured, heck, go do it again. So hopefully she'll continue going and help relieve some of the stress and all that stuff with her work as it's been kicking her ass. But they also did hire somebody, which was kind of funny because the owners aren't even around. So like she helped hire the person, which is funny because you usually think the owners of a semi-small company would be involved in the hiring process, but they're just like, they're at a boat show. And so my wife and one of the managers basically hired this lady. So hopefully it goes well. Hopefully she's able to kick some ass and all is good. So at that point I hung outside, had myself a cigar, wife went to bed, and I headed back in and she was zonked out and like didn't even hardly wake up when I came in. So watched a little bit of Hulu and then wrapped it up, called it a night. So that's all I got for now. We'll talk to you guys tomorrow. Have yourself a safe, wonderful day. Thanks for watching.